right, Meal Prep Mondays. We're here with food and nutrition consultant Shauna Thomas. Look, we're talking about going back to school, but also back to work because some of this stuff, like I'm ready to dig in.
Yeah.
Here. So what do we have? How long?
We've been up for a while.
Yeah, been up for a while.
Hangry.
Ready for lunch.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, back to school, right? I don't want to talk about it either, but it's happening. So typically, right, we have lunches. Last week we were talking about breakfast. This week we're going to talk about lunch. This is the typical lunch, right? And I do this too. This is like 80% of the lunches my kids get look like this. Sandwich, muffin, fruits and veggies. But sometimes that stuff goes for a round trip, right? You're just sending it out into the world for it to come back. And I don't know how many apples have come back into my house. So we need to change it up every once in a while, right? And no judgment if you're sending that, because I am too. But let's talk about some things you can do using the food you have in your fridge, meal prepping, right? So that you don't have those chaotic mornings making lunches. This is a turkey freezer burrito. So with 1 pound of turkey, some black beans, if your kids are into those, not always, right? But like you said, this can be for us too. A little
You
bit of
hide it, right?
Yeah, you just hide it in there. Cover it in cheese, right? Like there's ways to get around this. The veggies I put in here, peppers and onions, kind of a classic burrito flavor. You can wrap them up. This recipe that I'm going to have on my Instagram this week, and this one right here that you can see, makes 8 of these, 8 burritos, and then you throw them in the freezer. You have them all week.
Okay, so for the freezer, if you're putting this in the kids' lunch, do you microwave it before they go to school, or I don't know, can kids use a microwave at school?
So, well, it depends, right? If they have access to one, if they're in high school, maybe, yes, they can microwave it at school, not in the foil, obviously. Please don't do that. But otherwise, you can take it out the night before, leave it in the fridge, and then it'll definitely be thawed by lunchtime. But it also keeps everything cool in their lunch, right? If you're putting something in that's a little bit frozen, it keeps everything nice and cold.
So are you making these on like Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
For the work, the school and work week?
Exactly. Takes maybe an hour of your time, but then you have 8 of these in the freezer, or double it up, make 16 if your kids really like them, and they're good in the freezer for months, so you just pull them out and eat them. This one is really good. These are spaghetti and meatball nests. I love these because you're using up leftovers, right? Leftovers are huge, and not a lot of people like to just eat the same food again, so repurpose it into a lunch. And you can look at these. They come out so nice and easy, and they're nice and easy to eat too. Instead of filling a thermos, with a super saucy thing that's going to get all over them, right? These are nice. You can bulk it up with some fruits and veggies on the side, a little bit of cheese, pasta. This is going to give them that energy they need throughout the day, and use up all that stuff in your fridge.
And how many would you typically give? I mean, obviously it depends on appetite and size of the kid as well.
Yeah.
I could probably eat the whole tray.
Right, yeah.